Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for taking the time to view this short video. My name is Bob Persisepi. I'm the president and owner of Blue Chip Transaction Services, and we are a contract to closing service that's provided to realtors all across the country. We serve 50 states, and we are committed to superior world-class service. As a matter of fact, that's our whole vision statement, that we want to provide a superior world-class experience for superior real estate professionals across the country. And today's a special day for us because we've got one of our agent clients and one of my personal friends actually with us today. Her name is Maria Vale, and Maria's been good enough to take the time with us today to give you a little overview of what her experience with Blue Chip Transaction Services. And Maria, thank you and welcome today. We appreciate you being here. So Maria, I've known Maria for some time. We're great friends. We've known each other for a long time, and she made a decision a while ago to use a Blue Chip Transaction Coordinator for her business. So Maria, well, first of all, where is your marketplace?
Yes, my market is in Augusta, Georgia. I do about 30-mile radius around Augusta, Georgia.
Wow, so you have a kind of a big suburb there.
Yes, it's pretty big. We do a lot of rural areas as well.
Okay, cool. So how long have you, I'm sorry, I think we got a bad connection there for a second, or a delay, I'm not sure.
I fixed it.
Okay, so how long have you been using a Blue Chip Transaction Coordinator?
About a year, I think.
Okay.
I think I started right at the first of the year.
Okay, so you really have a very special transaction coordinator. You get the benefit of using and having a relationship with Shirley Visk, who is not just our lead transaction coordinator, she's our director of operations. So you get to have the benefit and the luxury of using Shirley, and she is just absolutely awesome, and she's got decades of experience. So I'd like to just ask you a couple of questions about your relationship with Shirley.
Sure.
Yeah, so tell me just in a couple of words, how your relationship with Blue Chip and your personalized concierge transaction coordinator, how is that relationship working for your business?
It works great. It actually adds a very high level of professionalism and efficiency to my business. I knew it would, but it is far exceeded what my expectations were. It's something I really appreciate, and it's something that shows not only to my clients, but also to the vendors and closing parties. It reflects throughout the entire transaction. I get comments all the time.
That's awesome. We love hearing that. For the benefit of our viewers, what our service really does is our goal is to provide a world-class service for all of our agent clients, and we want to be an extension to our agents. So we really like to see that connection and that relationship between our closing coordinators, people just like Shirley, and our agents, people just like Maria. So it's been a really cool marriage, and we love seeing that develop. So would you say, Maria, that your day-to-day life and your business and your personal life has been improved with your relationship with your closing coordinator?
I would say definitely, because having Shirley has relieved me of a lot of the stress of the day-to-day communications, and definitely paperwork. Paperwork is what I hate the most about this business. And that is a huge time saver and stress reliever.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. I've always said that, a good real estate professional should be kind of focusing on four things. And those
Right.
four things are always, going on listing appointments and staying really well connected to your sellers, working with a couple of qualified and quantified buyers, developing and nurturing a saleable book of business, and most importantly, networking and prospecting for new sources of business. And those are the four tasks that at Blue Chip we believe agents should be focusing on. So when you say that it's been freeing up your day and freeing up your life and giving you a little bit of life, that's music to our ears. So we appreciate that.
Yes, it frees me up to do what I do best, which is sell.
That's exactly it. Thank you for that. That's awesome to hear that. So in your day-to-day relationship with Shirley, who is your personal concierge, and she is, and I mean, of course, we know Shirley well, and we know you well. Would you say that your relationship with her has been something that you've really appreciated in the past year? Has it been working for you in terms of your connection to her?
I would say so. I feel like she is a member of the family.
Wow.
It's almost as if she were right here in my office every day. The communication is probably almost better than some would be if they were in the office. And her understanding of day-to-day life and how that affects real estate is impeccable. And I will also say that, hold on a minute, we got a visitor. I would also say that she's been very helpful when I've had some family emergencies that have come up, just really trying to make sure that I was only, for lack of a better word, only bothered by the things that needed my attention. She handled everything. So I don't think that you can buy that, so to
I
speak.
agree. I agree. And again, for the benefit of our people that are viewing this video, that's what our goal is at Blue Chip. I mean, Shirley goes well beyond for sure. And all of our transaction coordinators, we think, go well beyond that. But what's interesting is that most people don't understand that, we are a totally virtual company. Blue Chip was built on the foundation of being virtual, but when you hire a Blue Chip transaction coordinator, you get a personalized one-on-one person. You get one dedicated closing coordinator who's in contact with you. I'm sure with you, Maria, knowing the volume of work you do, you're probably in contact with Shirley every day, probably multiple times a day.
Well, she has patience of Job.
Yeah, without a doubt. Well, you have to have patience when you work with real estate professionals. I mean,
That's true.
We're
That's
all
true.
running around like crazy. Would you recommend a Blue Chip transaction coordinator to your colleagues?
Well, I absolutely would. I do want to make one more comment about Shirley, and and just this, I'm sure the rest of the coordinators are just as efficient as this. One thing that really impressed me was, even though she had never seen a contract, I work in 2 states, Georgia and South Carolina, and she had never seen a contract from Georgia for sure. She intuitively knew what to do, where to look,
Right.
and also she knows the difference of what is a Shirley question and what is a Maria question.
Absolutely.
She seems to intuitively know that. So
Yeah.
based on that is how I would recommend her to other people. Is she brings a professionalism and an intuitive outlook to your business in both the way she does the transaction paperwork and the process, and also the way she handles the people.
Wow, that's awesome to hear that. Shirley's going to have a hard time walking through the door after she hears this, and again, for the benefit of our viewers, since we work in 50 different states, I mean, we're all over the country. One of the key things that we have to be very aware of is that every agent has very specific criteria that has to be met to work with their company. I mean, I know you're with RE/MAX. We're trained. Our closing coordinators are trained for Keller Williams agents that have to use the command system.
Right.
We're skilled at working on different platforms. We have a system in place where we're trying to help our agents get more efficient and streamlined, and reduce redundant processes, and try and, more than anything, to make our agents look like heroes. And we think that personal concierge style service does that for all of our clients. And I'm so pleased to hear you rave about your closing coordinator. And I love hearing the idea that you've kind of built this more personal relationship with Shirley. One last question before I let you go, Maria, and this is an important one, because a lot of times our clients say, well, I really can't afford a closing coordinator. I just can't afford that. That's why I do this admin stuff. Now I know that you are kind of passing this cost off to your clients, and how are you doing that? Is that working for you? Because we really love to see all of our agents pass the expense of closing coordination off to the client, therefore making your fee free. So we love doing that. We love seeing, you know, our payments coming in from you know, attorneys that are writing it on their HUD and on their title reports. And are you being successful with that?
I am about 95% of the time. Now, I want to say that that was my number one concern, as you know, Bob,
Yeah.
using your service,
I
because
remember our first conversation, you were like, you know, and I was, you know, we talked about that, you know, so I'm sorry to
yeah,
interrupt you. Yeah.
that's okay. Our area is kind of behind the ball about things like this that may be going on in the rest of the country. And in the past, I've tried to institute a transaction fee, and it was very unsuccessful. It just
Right.
crashed and burned and everything. But Bob, you helped me figure out a way to present it to my clients, and to not only to the attorneys who are, we close with attorneys, but also to the lenders who often object to seeing that on the
Right.
closing statement. So I will give you kudos for helping me work on that. And Shirley was also part of that, trying to find a way to introduce it and manage it such a way that it's acceptable. So I'm going to say 95% of the time, I have been able to get it across.
Yeah.
And the one or two times I haven't, I just pay it and don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
And you chalk it up to the cost of doing business
That's it.
and the savings that you get by getting some
Right.
time back and, you know,
Right.
conserving all
That's
that
exactly
administrative time.
right. Yep.
Yeah. And it's interesting because we were talking last night over dinner, and Debbie and Shirley and I, we're going to come up with a document. We're going to come up with a very simple document that our clients can hand to their potential listing clients and their buyers, that alert them that there's going to be a fee involved.
Right.
And we love seeing our agents like you that are passing that fee off to the client. And at the end, it's interesting that we get raving fan messages, not just from our agents, but from their clients.
Right.
So they love it. They love it. And
Yeah.
it's awesome. Well, Maria, I thank you so much for your time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week at the Floyd Wickman Business Breakthrough in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And it's cool when we get to share these ideas. And a year ago this time, as I remember, you were being introduced to Blue Chip. So it was really cool that you
Yeah.
had the opportunity to do this. For our viewers, if you'd like more information about Blue Chip Transaction Services, we have trained closing coordinators. Our average coordinator has over 18 years of experience. So all real estate specific and dedicated to working for you. Please reach out to me. You can get to us by phone at 910-854-0800, or you can simply email us at info@bluechip-re, like real estate.com. bluechip-re.com. And look forward to hearing from you. And I appreciate your time today, Maria. I wish you great success in 2022. And I know that you're going to pound it hard this year as well. And we're glad to be part of your business and be an extension of what you do every day. Thank you so much. And thanks to our viewers.